Welcome back to Sim Tour Project episode 11, the series where I'm showcasing the sim racing setups of my viewers and hoping to give you all inspiration regarding all this hobby has to offer. Today's episode is filled with some crazy setups, so sit back, relax, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off strong and coming all the way from China, we have Garnet. He's 30 years old and has spent around $8,500 on everything you see here. There's certainly a lot to unpack, so let's start with his wheel. Garnet is rocking a Simagic Alpha wheelbase alongside a SimMetal X GT and Simagic GT4 wheel rim with a custom Mercedes logo attached. Certainly a crazy looking pair of wheels. Next to the wheelbase sits a RaceLogic V-Box lap timer, which I believe can also be used in a real car, along with an Audi R8 replica button box, which looks nothing short of incredible. On his right hand side sits a SimVertex SH7 SV3 H-pattern shifter. All of this and we're just getting started, as down below, Garnet is rocking the Simagic P2000 hydraulic pedals with a DIY motion simulator placed on all four corners of his cockpit. Talking about his cockpit, that would be a custom made rig he made using aluminum profile parts and later attached a Conspent GTR bucket seat with a very vibrant red shell. His triple monitor stand was also custom made using aluminum profile parts and does an excellent job holding up his three Titan Army gaming monitors. Powering all of this is an NVIDIA 2080 Ti and an Intel i7-9700K, all housed inside an NZXT H510 case. Other notable things around his setup include his Quest 2 VR headset, speakers placed on the corners of his rig, and of course his ambient lighting kit pointing down directly at him for ultimate immersion. Overall, a dream setup for any of us, and check out how cool it looks alongside everything else in his room. Congrats Garnet, and thank you for submitting. And next up, with our first ever dual sim rig submission, we have father and son Will and Tim, who each have their own sim to race against each other. Will, who is 12 years old, is rocking a Fanatec Clubsport V2 wheelbase along with a BMW GT2 wheel. Down below, however, he's using a set of the MOZA SRP load cell pedals with a Thrustmaster TH88 shifter on his left hand side. All of this is being held up with what I believe is a custom made 80/20 aluminum profile cockpit with a SAS Mach 2 seat attached, something which remains identical between his and his dad's setup. However, that's just about all that remains the same as his dad, who is obviously the one funding all of this and thus gets all of the better gear. 44-year-old Tim is rocking a MOZA Racing R9 paired with the CS wheel with a custom Ferrari badge attached, and down below, similar to the previous submission, he's using the Simagic P2000 hydraulic set of pedals. As for the monitor, Tim gets first pick with a 34-inch 144Hz Dell Ultrawide, and Will settles with a 27-inch 144Hz LG display. Though it is clear that the dad gets the better setup, both Will and Tim are rocking some serious gear, and I'm sure spend hours every week competing against each other. This is by far one of the most unique submissions I've ever received, so thank you two for submitting. Hey, real quick, throughout the month of December, I'm giving away a Thrustmaster TGT2 bundle. Click the link at the top of the bio to enter, and best of luck. Okay, now back to the video. And coming up next with what is without a doubt one of the most detailed sim racing setups I've ever seen in my life, we have Shane. He's from Portland, Oregon, and has been working on his setup for over 6 years. You also know it has costed him a fortune when he doesn't even include the total amount in his submission. There is so much to go over here, so once again, let's start off with the wheelbase. He's using a SimHQ 2 Pro V2 wheelbase along with several accessories like an HRS Zero Play quick release system, a SimHQ shaft extension, and SimCore wheel mount. Regardless of whether you may need them or not, they certainly look stunning. Now, as for the wheel rims, yes, he's got them. Ready? Shane's got a Cube Controls F Pro F1 wheel, a Cube Controls GT Pro Zero, a Momo Mod 31 320mm rim, a Momo Mod 26 280mm rim, a Momo Mod 28 280mm rim, and a Momo Benetton F1 1993 350mm rim replica. Honestly, enough wheel rims to probably buy a nice used car. He also has them very nicely displayed on his wall as he hooked them up to an aluminum profile stand with accenting RGB lights on the back. This looks crazy cool, and I also have no idea how you made the two rims on the right light up. Anyways, back to the setup, he's got a whole bunch of other things we must go over. On both sides of his wheelbase, Shane's got two Sim Racing For You button boxes, and the most complex wind simulator I've seen with an AC Infinity HCL S1238D dual fan kit with several adapters, custom printed fan exit grills, and other accessories, making it perfectly fit with the rest of his setup. My hands are already tired of writing the script, and we're not even close to finished with this setup, as he's also got an Elgato Stream Deck and two more Apex Sim Racing button boxes to control everything you could possibly want in your car, and probably more. On his left hand side, you may have noticed not one, but four butt kicker controllers, as he has one for his seat, pedals, wheel, and even the shifter. Talking about the shifter, there's also a ton to go over on his right hand side, as he's got a Pro Sim H-pattern shifter next to a Houston built and Jinx 2 V2 sequential shifter, which alone cost over $1,000. Before I forget, down below he's rocking the hydraulic HPP JBV pedals, which along with pretty much everything else in the setup are an absolute dime to look at. By now you're probably wondering what's holding up all of this gear, and that'll be the SimLab P1X, which even configured to use with the Next Level Racing V3 motion platform. To sit, he's got a Sparko Sprint Performance paired with their seat mounts and slider. One of the most surprising things about this entire setup is that Shane decided to only go with a single monitor, and that would be the Alienware AW3418DW, which is a 1440p 120Hz G-Sync display. However, for ultimate immersion, he's also got an HP Reverb G2 version 2, which he primarily uses, so that's probably the reason for only going with a single monitor. Now, one of my favorite things about his entire setup has got to be the small attention to details, such as custom cable management clips, small stickers indicating button functions, bazillions of RGB lights, and other science and motorsport decor. Now, of course, powering all of this is a monster of a PC with 10 fans cooling off a 3080 Ti, Ryzen 9 5900X, and 32GB of Corsair Dominator Platinum RAM. Oh, and he's also got another gaming simulator next to his sim rig, but I'm not even going to talk about that. Overall, an absolute monster of a setup. Thank you, Shane, for submitting, and good luck with the electricity bill. Moving on with a slightly more affordable setup, we have Ollie, a 14-year-old student from England who, despite his tight budget, has definitely made the most out of what he's got. Ollie's using a generic IKEA desk to hold up his Thrustmaster T300 wheelbase with the Ferrari F1 wheel attached. Down below, he's also got the pedals that came included with his T300, though he does plan on upgrading them to the T3 PAs very soon. He has these pedals placed against his PC, which I don't know how I feel about, but thankfully they don't require too much force to press down. But Ollie, I wouldn't recommend placing your PC on carpet, as it'll quickly catch dust and debris and will probably start to overheat. Anyways, to sit, he's using an ADX Ultimate gaming chair, which looks quite cool, as it faces towards his 1080p Acer display. It's important to note that Ollie also uses this setup for regular gaming, so it's easier for him to just remove his wheelbase and play other games using a mouse and keyboard. Finally, he's using a HyperX Quadcast microphone, which looks quite cool, along with everything else on his minimal setup. Oh yeah, and he's also got some signed F1 photos, which are quite cool. Thank you, Ollie, for submitting. And ending off the episode strong, we have James, a 24-year-old pawnbroker from Australia who has spent an estimated 12,000 Australian dollars on this setup. Starting with his cockpit, that would be the Next Level Racing GT Elite, which is holding up some serious bit of gear, including a Simagic Alpha Mini with a Vertex 330mm wheel, a Fanatec Club Sport shifter on his left hand side, paired with a BJ Sim Racing Handbrake 2.0, and of course the Fanatec V3 pedals down beneath. One of the most unique things about this setup has got to be the seat, which is the bright low max with very bold red cushioning. It also has a very interesting design which makes me wonder whether it's any comfortable. Some notable accessories hooked up to his GT Elite include an integrated keyboard and mouse holder and a subtle headphone holder, which is something I desperately need for my own setup. Of course, I can't forget to talk about James's dual monitor setup. His primary monitor is a 49-inch QSM Super Ultrawide paired with a smaller 29-inch Samsung Ultrawide on top. Overall, a very unique and cool looking setup. Thank you, James, for submitting. And just like that, this ends SimTour Project episode 11. I know I haven't made many of these in a while, but that's mainly because they take hours to write and because I've been busy with other videos, but please do let me know whether you'd like to continue seeing them down below. With all that being said, as always, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and have a fantastic rest of your day.